The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host and their guests do not necessarily reflect those of Para X, its affiliates, or its sponsors.
Supernatural, metaphysical, paranormal. You know, all those things you've been wondering about? Are you ready to go deeper into the realms of the unknown? I hope you've got your walking shoes on, because life is an adventure, and this is the journey. Come on, let's go. Hello and welcome to the show, everyone. This is the Journey Radio Show, and hey, we're the She-Squatchers. I'm Jen Cruz, your host, and I've got Jenna Grover, my teammate Jenna. Hi, Jenna.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. It's going to be a good one.
Yes, and I've got Tammy Trickle.
Hey, everybody.
Yay. And we have a special guest with us tonight. His name is Jason Morse. Welcome to the show, Jason. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yay, we can hear you. We were mad setting up here trying to get everything working, and it's working now. That's awesome. So we just wanted to ask you if you could tell our listeners a little bit about your background. You know, we know you're into Bigfoot. Tell us about yourself and how that got started.
Well, it got started one day when I was walking down the street that I lived on at the time with my dog. And I'm going to make this the quick version. He all of a sudden stiffened and was staring out into the woods. And I stood directly behind him trying to find line of sight. And probably not really great with long distances like this, but I would say 200 to 300 yards away, I see a black figure, and it looked like it was doing this, peeking at me. I sat there and I looked for a minute. The dog was shaking like a leaf, and all of a sudden it stood up, turned around, and walked off on 2 feet. As it was turning and walking away, its head brushed a limb of a tree. So I noted where the tree was, went back home. At this point, I didn't know if it was a bear or what, but I'm not stupid. I left the dog there, grabbed some rubber boots and a sidearm, went back, and I grabbed a tape measure too. When I got to the tree, it was 9'6" off the ground.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's super tall.
It wasn't a bear.
Nope, that wasn't a bear.
We don't have brown bears in New England anyway.
So what state was this in?
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire. How far away is that from you, Tammy?
Probably about 11 hours, 11-hour drive. I used to live in New Hampshire. I've lived everywhere, man.
She has. Minnesota rocks.
Virginia Beach, better.
Texas ain't bad. Anyway. So after you saw the Bigfoot, how long ago was that?
This was March of 2012.
Okay. Did you believe in Bigfoot before that happened?
If they believe I was very interested in the subject, but I was a hopeful skeptic, I guess we could say. I always kind of hoped that something like that would come around, but I hadn't gone out there enough myself to actually go and look. And now I know.
There you go. So how did you feel about that? Did you feel scared that it was so close to where you were at, or I mean, what was the feeling that you had?
I've said this to many people, and the only people that seem to understand what I'm saying are the people who have seen one also. There was every single emotion that I had that I could ever recall that all hit me like a freight train at the exact same time. I was excited. There was definitely some fear. Uh, Curious, uh, elated, worried. You name the emotion, and it was running through me.
Did you almost feel like you were vibrating a little bit different?
Well, I guess I could say yes because I was shaking like a leaf.
Sorry, my Skype shut off on me, so I was gone. So I didn't hear what he said. You have a question, ladies? Follow-up question?
Well, I was just asking a question, and you are frozen here on Skype. So, Jen, you do have a great picture, just to let you know. But so now, how old were you when this experience happened again?
About 41.
41. Okay, and now you're still saying that you are a hopeful skeptical. Is that what you called it?
No, prior to my first sighting, I was a hopeful skeptic.
Okay, thank goodness, because I thought I heard wrong, and I was like, dude, you saw it. Sorry.
Oh,
I was just checking.
right now, the one thing, aside from law and taxes, the one thing that I know for sure that's real is Bigfoot.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Do you? Oops.
I've seen the same subject 3 times.
Really? Tell us about it.
One time, I've heard stories before about people being followed home by where they have their encounters. I wasn't sure about the accuracy of that until probably, I believe it was about 3 weeks after my first sighting. I hear rummaging around in my, we had and I don't know why I can't think of the name of those things, a dumpster in our yard. And I heard some rummaging around outside. So I grabbed a flashlight, poked my head out, and there he is, one hand on the dumpster lid, holding it up, another one pawing around to see if, I'm assuming if there was something to eat.
Do you think this was that 9-foot
Uh,
Bigfoot you saw?
I'm pretty sure because the dumpster to me it came to probably about my chest, and I'm 6'3".
Okay.
It was just above his waist.
Wow.
Do you
So
still
were
live in
there?
the same place?
Sorry?
Do you still live in the same place? Or where
I'm-
you saw them?
No, it bums me out. I wish I did.
I know. I'm like, you could like build a relationship with one.
But I thought that I was trying to do, and I thought that I was actually doing it because unfortunately my landlord had to sell the property or wanted to sell the property or something. So my wife and I had to move.
It's too bad.
Yeah.
Well, since you think that it's the same Bigfoot that you've seen 3 times, you said?
Yep.
You said the first time it was in the woods, the second time was a dumpster. What was the third one?
The third one was directly behind my house. About
What
30.
happened?
Midas, the dog that I had at the time, just a happy-go-lucky golden retriever. He's what I began to call my Sasquatch alert system because he didn't like the idea of it being around. And when he gets up, goes either to the back door or the front door, and his hair goes up on his back, and he starts growling and like these little soft barks. That's when I knew that something was around. So he did that to the rear slider door that we had. It went out onto a little deck. So again, I grabbed my flashlight, stepped out of the slider, shone my flashlight down, like scanned it around, and when I got down towards the back corner of my lawn, I hit him with the beam of light just about in his belly, and I stayed there for 10 seconds. I was like, I know it's him. And slowly, I picked the beam of light up. And when it got to his face, he goes, and just stands there. And I was like, whoa. I'm getting goosebumps now thinking about it.
Wow, that is so cool. I've never heard a story like that before. Did you notice any kind of identifying marks on him since you've seen the same one?
There's like a little bit of a blaze on his chest, a lighter color. Mostly he was a dark auburn brown color, but he had this almost tan spot on his chest. And I saw that mark the two second times, the second and third time, I should say. The first one he was back to be pretty much the whole time, except for when he turned his head and upper body and looked at me when he was walking back into the woods. So it was fun.
Were you ever fearful when you were out there with him? I mean, I know the first time had to have been like freaky. You explained you felt every emotion, but I mean, thereafter, the second and third time, were you almost feeling like you were kind of identifying each other a little bit more? And
No, after the initial encounter, fear never really became a part of it. It just kind of flipped my switch and said, "No, I gotta find out more. I gotta learn as much as I can from the best people that I can." And I feel as though I've done that.
so what kind of research are you doing? Tell us how you've done that.
So a lot of times I get a call. I'm a member of the crypto crew, and we're all over the country. I'm thinking you guys are too, right? You're spread out pretty wide.
Sorry, I was on mute. Oh, I'll let you go ahead, Tammy.
Yeah, we travel coast to coast wherever people want us to. And when we do events, we get to get out there a little bit more. So we get to experience a lot of different areas. But I'm kind of jealous of people that have like a specific area and group of, or even one individual Sasquatch, and they're able to interact with them multiple times, because I haven't got that yet. So I look forward to that.
When it comes, hold on.
I'm not scared. Me and Bigfoot are cool.
Yeah, but it'll be if your reaction is anywhere near mine, it's quite a ride. Each time, not just the first one.
Oh yeah, it's always exciting when you have an encounter, and even just the evidence is good. It gives you more confirmation. But when we have encounters, that is the best feeling. And I think that anybody who's had an encounter understands what that feels like, and you just want more, and you want to learn more and do more and have another one.
Yep, absolutely.
We haven't had a bad encounter yet. Like I've had rocks thrown, but they were just little ones and they didn't even come close to hitting me. It was obviously not trying to hit me. Just sending a message. So I mean, but I do know people who have had more aggressive encounters that get kind of creepy and scary sounding. So, but we're just lucky we haven't had anything like that happen with us yet. So.
Yeah, that experience wasn't rocks; it was acorns.
Oh, hey.
The fun part is it was coming from about 4 or 5 different directions at once. So the guy that I saw, I dubbed him Goliath for obvious reasons. He's 9'6", probably, I don't know, 7, 8, 900 pounds probably. And I thought from the beginning, as huge as he was, he has to be like the big boy of a clan. And that kind of solidified that for me.
Well, that sounds really exciting, and the fact that you've seen the same one a few times, that's really interesting too. I've heard other cases where they are looking in dumpsters and finding scavenging food in the dumpsters. Is that something, a place that you kept looking into, or do you think it was an isolated event?
No, the dumpster was probably the same distance from my house as my last encounter that I had with him. So the dumpster was in front in the driveway, and the last time I saw him was in the backyard. So I guess you could say it was isolated.
I guess. Okay.
You must be
Interesting.
cooking. You must be cooking some good food if this one keeps coming back.
I just wish I still lived there to find out.
Oh man.
I certainly feel that if we still lived there, I would like to think anyway, that he would come back and that I would find some really cool stuff out about these.
How far away did you move from there?
Not far, it's probably a mile.
Oh, so you could still go back and look at the dumpster and hang out. Do you ever do that?
It would depend what the current resident thought about that.
Oh, so it's right on their property, the dumpster?
Yeah, it's right on the. I was renting a little ranch, like a 2-bedroom ranch.
Okay.
And the dumpster was in the front yard. And
Oh. So it wasn't a shared dumpster then?
no, it was all ours.
Okay. Okay. So here I was imagining one of these huge dumpsters for like an apartment building or something.
What's the surrounding property other than that property? Is there woods or anything that you could have access to and maybe look there?
In the areas that I thought that I had all my encounters, it was my nearest neighbor was, aside from the one that lived behind me about a half a mile further down the lane that I lived on, and those were the only 2 houses on that lane. My nearest neighbor was probably, well, there was a couple that were about 1,000 feet away, but other than that, it was close to a mile.
So you could possibly get access to the woods around there?
Yeah, I mean, the way I am, I'd go direct and just knock on the people's door and ask if they mind if I just stroll around through the woods around their property, because I don't want to freak anybody out.
Well, yeah.
I don't know. I've thought about it. I've wanted to. I've gone nearby and looked around, and people laugh at me. And a lot of like smaller encounters, like the acorn throwing, for instance, that all came from me whistling the Smurf theme song.
Was it dark out?
Yeah, and no, not with the acorns. I was just walking through the woods, and I said I wanted either sing something or whistle something that's like really happy and jolly. And I don't know why. It could have been so many better things, but I just started whistling the Smurf theme, and it took about 15 minutes for the first acorns to be thrown.
Really? The natives from my reservation talk about not whistling in the dark of the woods because that calls in the Bigfoot. So, I was like, was it dark out? Was it close to dark out? It was actually, what time of the day was it?
It actually was. It was getting close to dusk.
Oh, it was. Okay, so it was their time.
Yeah, and I guess when it comes to Bigfoot, I'm a little more curious than I am smart sometimes. I wanted the next experience.
People could say that about all of us, I think. I think people who are too scared to go out and do it would probably say that about all of us for even going out there and looking and trying to get close to these things, right?
Yeah, agreed.
So do you have a research area that you frequent now?
I live on the Lamprey River and in a condo complex. So I have probably a good 1,000 people, or 1,000 families probably, that live in a half square mile area. You get in the kayak on the Lamprey River, and you could be away from everybody in a matter of 10 minutes. And there's train tracks right behind me. I walk those frequently and spotted several what are most likely game trails that go off to the sides all the time. So that's where I've been looking, and I found some interesting stuff. A tree twist that's about 4 or 5 inches in diameter, and we haven't had any tornadoes.
No tornadoes. That's a good thing.
That's the only other thing I could think of that can grab a tree and literally twist the meat of the tree apart.
Yeah. And how thick was this tree?
It was about 4.5, 5 inches.
That would take a lot of strength to twist that. That would take a lot.
And the tree was alive. I actually have a photo of it.
Oh, good. So do you always go out by yourself when you're looking?
Generally, because I know that if you put 10 different Bigfoot researchers in a room, you're going to have 10 different ideas of the best way to do it. So I have gone out with other people, and I've had lots of fun doing so. I just prefer just me.
That works. So if you were to suddenly come face to face with one, what would you do?
I would probably react probably close to the same as Jane Goodall did when she would introduce herself to a troop of gorillas.
Tell the listeners what she did.
Well, pretty much acting very, I don't want to say act fearful, but
Docile, maybe?
yeah, docile is a good word. Show them the respect that they deserve. Move slowly. Don't make eye contact. Don't smile. If you do, make it a closed mouth smile, because any animal in the wild kingdom, showing your teeth is not a happy hello.
I would have trouble with that. Look at this. It's natural.
I can only actually see your shoulder.
Oh.
I didn't see your smile.
Well, you're missing out. You're missing out. That's all right. You can see it later. All this will be loaded up on YouTube later. So, yeah. It'll work good.
There's a question in the chat room.
Oh, good. Go ahead and ask it.
Sherry wants to know, have you ever seen any portals or had weird feeling energy places near the stick structures that you found?
Well, Jerry, that was a good question, and I personally have not. I have not seen any evidence to suggest, and that's just me myself. I know of other people who have claim they have. I have not seen anything that would suggest that Bigfoot, Sasquatch, whatever anybody wants to call him, is nothing more than an animal, flesh and blood, that lives out in the woods and wants to be by himself.
So you believe Bigfoot is an animal versus maybe a being similar to humans?
Well, I mean, we're animals when you get right down to the nitty gritty.
Okay, so you're including us in that category then?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
But no, I have, and I don't want to offend anybody because I know everybody here has a right to believe what they want. However, I can't grasp the parts about some of the people who believe in Bigfoot, saying that he has portals, that he goes to other dimensions, and that he can turn invisible, or any of those types of beliefs. I'm a realistic not. I'm gonna dig myself a hole here in a second. If I can't see it, I don't believe it. That's probably the best way I can put it without offending anybody.
So what about that seems inconceivable for you? What is the most difficult part of that for you to even open your mind to?
Well, frankly, I'm not a spiritual person. I don't know.
Because portals are not a spiritual thing.
It's a hard question to answer. I'm not sure why I don't. If I was to see something like that, yeah, I'm all in. But I got to see it.
Right. You're definitely a show me person.
Yeah.
I can't blame you for that. I have that same thinking process where, I can respect what people tell me and I can accept that that's true for them. But for me to fully accept that that's real for me, I have to see something that shows me that that's true, and it doesn't matter how spiritual I am. That's just the way it's been. I've got that rational part of my mind. I can't shut it off. So I totally get that. Totally get that. And us three, the She-Squatchers, we all have completely different ideas about what's going on with Bigfoot. And what's really cool about that is we represent all aspects of the Bigfoot community, but we come together and we're open to whatever it is that we find. And, I'm okay with being wrong and Tammy's okay with being wrong. Well, maybe. And and Jenna's okay with being wrong. We just want to know what the answer is and we're committed to looking for that answer. And
being wrong, you just have to have proof to back it up.
Right. She doesn't want to be wrong. She wants to be right. But
I'm also not the type to look at somebody in the eye and just blurt out, "No, you're wrong," because they may have seen something that I haven't yet. I mean, there are people that say I'm wrong, saying there ain't no such thing as Bigfoot. Well, I beg to differ.
right.
And honestly, I think the more we see as a human being, the bigger our box gets, and the more we want our box to go away. So sorry, I had to put that in. Go ahead, Jen.
So I was just going to say, the cat just said it in the chat room that truth is true for them. She laughed. She says, truth is truth. It isn't limited to one or a few or a certain group. What I meant by that is, like Tammy answered, truth is perception based. So, people are quick to jump to an assumption of what they think this means. Maybe they're right. Maybe they're not. But it's true for them that this is what they felt, that they experienced. So I don't like to call people liars, but some people talk about cloaking, Bigfoot cloaking, and yet I've seen structures that we believe are Bigfoot made that Jenna hid behind without even trying to hide, and she just disappeared when she walked behind it. So, are they cloaking or are they just really good at camouflaging where they are? These are the things that I question. Do I think that they disappeared quickly? Yeah, I believe the people see that they quickly disappear, because even Jenna disappeared behind a structure that we found. Freaked me out really bad. I turned around, she's just gone. I'm like, oh, where'd she go? She was just right there standing. She could see me. I just couldn't see her. So it works. It could be either one, but we are halfway through the show. We have to take our 2-minute commercial break. So please stay tuned. We'll be right back, everyone. So we are on break now. Everything that happens now still ends up on YouTube, but they can't hear us on the radio.
Yes. And by the way, how long is the break?
It's 2 minutes.
Oh, 2 and 2. I remember somebody used to say that on the some kind of a show.
It was me.
It was you.
It wasn't.
I know. You guys are awesome. I seen your show. Ma'am, we don't have a show.
On TV, yeah.
Yes,
I've seen your show on TV. We love you. I'm like, great.
I watch your show.
Can you let me know what channel it's on so I can watch it?
I'd love
I
to see it.
wonder if those people have just watched us on YouTube and get
Probably.
confused.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah. The show ends at 59 minutes after the hour so that we have time to go to the next live show. So at the end, I'm going to give you an opportunity to tell everybody how they can find you if you would like to be contacted. Okay. I'm just waiting for Sarge to tell us we're back on the air.
I'm just dancing because I like to dance.
Yeah. Feel free to dance with us on the way out of the show.
No.
No, you don't dance?
I'd look like Pee Wee Herman.
Hey, that's a good one. I like Pee Wee's dance. I'm a big fan.
And Napoleon Dynamite.
Even better.
I gotta say, I was nervous about coming on, but I appreciate you guys for being so inviting.
Oh
Yes,
my
thank
gosh,
you.
yeah. I'm glad you're not nervous anymore. You're sounding great.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And if you have anything exciting to tell, you go ahead and just tell. Doesn't
Welcome
matter how
back
long
to
the
the
stories are.
welcome back to the show, everyone. This is the Journey Radio Show, and hey, we're the She-Squatchers. Check us out online at shesquatchers.com. And hey, we're going to be in North Carolina this upcoming middle of May. We're going to be at the WNC Bigfoot Festival. Come out and see us. I hear there's going to be like 20 to 40,000 people there. Come meet us. We want to meet you. We want to see you. We want to hear your stories. And come out and see our presentation and say hi. So I'm excited to see everybody there, and I know my girls are excited too. We are also going to check out some woods in North Carolina again. I know we did that last year, but we're going to check out some new spots and see what we can find while we are there. And then the next month in June, we are scheduled to be at the Meadowline Falls Bigfoot Festival in Washington State. So please come and see us there as well. Hey, we are on YouTube at She-Squatchers Official, and we are on Instagram and Facebook. So please come like and follow our pages there because Tammy would love you to do that. She always likes to remind me. Instagram, Facebook and Instagram. So come like and follow us there for all what's going on up to date with us. So, hey, we've got Jason Morse with us tonight, and he is sharing stories about his Bigfoot encounters and his research. So, I got to ask Jason, what is your favorite research equipment? What is the must have in your toolbox?
Boy, my very favorite is, do you know it's technically called the PR-24? Police officers used to carry them. It's like a billy club with a handle that comes off, a short handle that comes off the side. Those make the best tree knockers that I've ever heard.
Okay.
Very sharp, higher pitched, and from when I've spoken to people that I've gone out with into the woods, we've been talking on our walkie-talkies, and we believed that we were about a mile apart, and he said he heard it clear as day. So that's a very useful tool to me. Aside from that, just probably my favorite equipment is common sense and the brain.
Very true. Very true. So, do you have cameras or audio equipment or anything like that you're using?
I do have some camera equipment. I find that my cell phone seems to be the best picture out of any camera equipment that I own. I could pick up my cell phone, and in a second or two, I can have my video or still photography app ready to go. Those are probably two of the ones that I would never leave home without.
Gotcha. Do you find that you have service in the woods out there all the time or not so much?
A lot of times now.
Okay.
Depends on how deep I go, but a lot of times very spotty. Sometimes I get nothing.
So when you're using your billy club to tree knock, do you get responses back usually, or?
Not usually. I have, or I heard what I thought could have been a response. Of course, I'm not going to jump up and down, go all crazy because I thought I heard a tree knock. However, it definitely sounded like a stick hitting a tree. That's happened probably 5 or 6 times.
Okay. So other than tree knocking, what other do you do? Bigfoot calls? What are your ways of trying to get some interaction going?
I generally don't do the Bigfoot calls. My reason of thinking for that is I'm not really sure what I'm saying. I could be saying, hey, you and I could be pals. Or I could say, I'm another male and I'm going to come take over your territory. I don't want to find out the hard way. So I avoid calls.
Okay. Yeah, because I was going to ask if you ever do any call blasting, because I know that's a favorite thing for some Bigfoot researchers to do.
I do have a speaker, and once in a while I will have a speaker that, like a Bluetooth speaker that connects to my phone, and it's pretty loud. I've done female gorilla calls, thinking, that might be something that would be interesting to them. Usually because I go out alone, I'm not comfortable enough to try like the wounded deer call or things of that nature, because I would assume that would probably trigger their a negative response, like it wants to eat.
Yeah, you don't want to ring the dinner bell and then you being the only thing there to eat.
Right.
Yeah, that would not be fun.
See, now I've got a quick question. You said you go out often to the woods and explore and everything. Have you ever run into any other like any other animals that kind of freaked you out? Any bear or anything that you might have had to take your gun out for?
I have heard a bear. I didn't see it.
Okay, so you've never run into any animals in your...
Well, not as far as bear goes, no, but I'm very thankful.
Yeah.
A mommy bear with a cub or two is not something you want to be around. I have been surrounded by a pack of coyotes.
Really? What happened?
I just heard the yipping and yapping, and I was out, and it was dark. And I was out. I took a break, and I was sitting on a fallen tree, and I could hear them yipping and yapping. And I'm thinking to myself, well, coyotes really aren't. I mean, they wouldn't attack a person generally. They're so much bigger than them. But then I found out there was like 10 of them.
But that was long enough after, or did you find out there was 10 of them that night?
Oh, I found out there was 10 that night. I saw all of them.
Oh, eye shine?
I shined, and I could hear them panting.
Ooh, I bet you got a little nervous.
I pulled my sidearm for that one. However, it intrigued me too, because I've heard so many stories about hearing what sounded like a Bigfoot call intermingled with coyotes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that there's a connection between the Bigfoot and the coyotes? Like, do you think they hunt together?
I do not believe they hunt together. Because a popular theory is Bigfoot don't like canines, and vice versa. I've heard that so many times. I believe that it's an opportunistic relationship. The Bigfoot meets the kill, the coyotes get the scraps. If the pack of coyotes gets the kill, the Sasquatch would get the scraps. So it's kind of a symbiotic relationship.
I
Okay.
foresee a movie, Dogman versus Bigfoot.
Is there a movie?
I don't know if it is a movie. If it's not, it should be. Or it will be.
Yeah. All right, we'll have to start making it.
Oh, wouldn't that be funny?
I'm really good at screaming.
That's how she screams. Ah! You're a very feminine
It
screamer.
really does.
Yeah, she really does. My niece. Yeah, my
I'm
niece
like, when have
literally.
you ever heard me scream? But then I remember all the spiders. Okay, you've heard me scream plenty. That is true terror, screaming. True
Mhm.
terror.
She's
The
okay with
spiders.
Bigfoot, but no spiders.
Yeah, I'm okay with Bigfoot, but spiders, they run right at me too. It's like they know
They
that
do
I'm
know.
terrified.
Like, ha ha ha.
They're like, watch
That
this.
was a bitch, though.
Hold my beer.
And literally, I mean, Tammy has witnessed that they literally do like stop and then they run at me. It's like they
It
try.
does feel like that. It really does. When you're around spiders, it does feel like they scope you out.
Literally, they do. They do this. They to me. They come after me. It's like they know I'm terrified. So
And take a look and just go, you.
Yeah. Speaking
well,
of spiders. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jen.
no, go ahead and ask your spider question.
Okay, sorry. I don't want to talk too much about spiders, but speaking about spiders, I know that when we're walking through the woods and everything, and we're walking through the different areas and terrains, we have a lot of spider webs going on. Do you have a lot of that in your area? A lot of,
Tons, especially in the summer.
what about wood ticks? Mosquitoes?
Yes and yes, in abundance.
It's tough going out there in that kind of weather, but man, it's so worth it.
It is. I usually I take my. Generally, I wear like camouflage style pants, like battle dress uniform style, because they're comfortable. Uh, the bottom of the legs tie together, and then I'll wrap when it's tick season. I'll wrap duct tape around that so they don't like get on my shoes and climb up my leg or whatever. I just hate ticks. They never should have ever been evolved.
I agree. Well,
But the
mosquitoes are
symbiotic-
evil.
But the symbiotic relationships that Jason was just talking about, they have to be here.
They do.
Oh, I think that there could be other things that could have been eaten by the birds. There are other things that could have happened that didn't have to eat me.
Have you been bitten by a lot of spiders, Jim?
I will share this story and just because it's interesting, but as you can see, I have gorgeous eyelashes, they're extensions. I am addicted. And so I was laying in bed one night watching TV and my little eyelashes are blink, blink, blink. And all of a sudden I feel this galloping across my forehead. Gallop, gallop, gallop. And a spider attacked my eyelashes like it was some bug that it was trying to catch. Now, if you know me, like these girls know me, I am terrified of spiders. And now this spider is attacking my face.
It wasn't just another eyelash, like it was literally a spider.
It was a big spider that galloped across my face to attack my eyelash, which it thought was a bug.
What did
to
you
eat.
do? What did
What do
you
you
do?
think I did? You've seen me see spiders before.
I
What did I
know,
do,
but-
Jenna?
Jen, your eyelashes are very important to you. I know spiders are like a big deal to you, but I just can't see you whipping off the lashes. Oh,
I didn't whip off the lashes. You can't whip them off.
well,
They're glued on to your lashes. But I mean, here's me smacking my face, screaming,
Oh.
jumping around. Oh my God. And yeah, it was very, very scary. Kat's asking if I gave myself a black eye. No, I did not, but I probably
Good
almost lost an eye over that. I haven't felt safe in my bed since, just to be honest. So
You
yeah.
could have gotten bitten in the eye, though. If he was attacking the spider, he could have bit you right in your eyeball.
Right. So scary. I just, is it no wonder that I wake up and see spiders everywhere in night terrors? I wake up and literally see spiders and they're not really there.
I get it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I totally get your fear now, Jen. Like even the thought or image of a spider coming after your lashes. And
Galloping.
And it was big, like it was big, like it was just as big as a lash.
It was bigger than the lash.
Oh. I wonder what it thought. I wonder
It was
it.
probably a Bigfoot spider.
Oh, yes, it was. Extra
Yes.
hairy.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
did hear it galloping, so.
What's that?
I said you did hear it galloping, so that could.
I felt it galloping. I felt it. It had weight. I felt the gallop, and I'm like, ah! You know, and then it like leapt on and like tackled my eyelash. Oh, it was the creepiest thing ever.
That's like PTSD almost, like being attacked by a spider in the eye. That I don't know how you could not have flashbacks of that constantly. I think I will have flashbacks from your story. Thank you, Jen.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Cat's in the chat room saying, "Spider, oh look, many legs, my soulmate." No. So back to Bigfoot, you guys. Now that we've explored the spider and my pure terror of them. And I'm not afraid of Bigfoot. How is that? Does that even make sense? It does make sense. Are you scared of spiders too, Jason?
Scared of them? No. Want them anywhere near me? No.
Right. I think that they are sacred beings and they deserve to exist and live a long, happy life, not in my house or in my space.
Agree.
Yeah. Yes, and I try to honor all life. On another note, I found a dead bird in my grill of my car tonight. I was so sad. Anyway, I killed a bird. There's my confession for today. I will say 3 Hail Marys and it'll be okay, right?
Yes, I'll say a prayer for you, Jen.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I had a little tear. Anyway, I did. I felt so bad. So yeah. So Jason, I want to hear more about the Bigfoot and like your research. And do you have any plans coming up? Things you want to try? Things you want to suggest that other people try?
As far as things that I want to do,
Yeah.
several years ago, I went down to Kentucky with the Crypto Cruise founder, Thomas Markham,
Yes, I know him.
and had the best time that I have ever had out in the woods. We found so many cool things. We found tracks. We found extremely strange tree breaks. You actually all could have the opportunity to see it if you'd like. We have a bunch of footage and a little film that Thomas made up.
I would love to see it. Hopefully you'll send it to us.
Well, it's available on Amazon and you can get it on Tubi.
What's it called?
It is called Bigfoot Witness, the Jason Morse story.
On Tubi, and I know that that's a free channel that you can get on your smart TV, TUBI, and it tell us again the name of the show.
Yes.
It is the name of the show.
Oh, Bigfoot Witness, the Jason Morse story.
Awesome. Bigfoot Witness, Jason Morse story. So check that out, everybody. I'm going to check it out later. And you should too. I can't wait to see it. And I actually like Tubi a lot. The documentary that we were featured in by Jason Kenzie is now available on Tubi as well. So check that out. That's Searching for Sasquatch Chapter 3. So you can watch it for free on Tubi as well. So check those out. I download Tubi for sure. There's a lot of good stuff coming out on there. I've been seeing people posting about that. So there's enough channels that you have to pay for. Tubi is free. Check it out. Right?
A lot less commercials than your regular television.
Yes, exactly. I recorded a show for a special that's going to be coming on Tubi. I don't know when it's coming out. It's probably in the next few months. And they put out 2-hour documentary specials on different subjects. And so I've watched some of the ones that they've done, and I'm like, hey, that's kind of the same setup they had me under. I can't wait till it comes out so we can see it. Of course, it's about Bigfoot. So, surprise. Yeah. So check out Tubi for sure. And I know that the filmmakers who are putting their content on Tubi, they get paid for the view. So go and support these people, because it is not cheap to buy this camera equipment. It is not cheap to travel and to put all this time in. So go support these people and watch their shows on Tubi. Tell your friends, go watch them. So yeah, for sure. And do you have a YouTube channel or anything like that, Jason?
I do have a YouTube channel, but there's nothing Bigfoot related on it.
Okay.
I pass all my Bigfoot information goes through the crypto sleuth first. So
There you
any
go.
stuff that you could find is going to be on the Crypto Watch channel on YouTube.
Crypto Watch on YouTube. Go and check that out, everybody. Crypto Watch. Go subscribe. Come to subscribe to our channel. She-Squatcher Official. We're still in that subscribers race. We still want to win. Let's stomp them into the ground. We want to win big. And we're almost to 2,000 subscribers, so we want to hit that very soon. So come help us get that going. So yeah, boy, the chat room is great tonight, isn't it? Yeah.
We
Hello.
had some really interesting conversations on there tonight.
Yes, very interesting. And I just want to give a shout out to Snooky and to Sherry and to the Midnight Squatchers. And I know Zach was on earlier, but I don't see him right now.
Zach
Let's
who?
see. Zach Stark.
There we go. Don't forget Kat. Kat with her insightful wisdom.
Kat has all kinds of wisdom in there tonight. Shout out to everybody in the chat room.
And you guys could all be in there too if you just get online when we're doing the show recording.
Yeah, for sure. Sounds like a plan. So what are your plans, Jason? Do you have anything upcoming that you're excited about?
Well, there's one little thing. The second volume of a book that I wrote.
Oh, let's hear about that.
The first one is called The Road to Leadville. Available on Amazon. Comes in paperback, Kindle, hardcover, and audiobook format. And I'm not going to toot my own horn, but everyone that I've talked to that has read it has said that they've loved it. It's not horribly long. Probably a 3.5-hour read if you went from cover to cover. So Wild West shoot 'em up type of thing, not for the faint of heart, and certainly not for children.
Okay.
And that was The Road to
Leadville.
Lead, like Lead?
Yes, Leadville.
Okay, I'm putting it in the chat room so everybody can go take a look.
Yes. Well, that sounds like an interesting story. So this is a story that you've written, but not a true happening?
Not a true happening. Totally fiction.
Okay.
Was the first one on Audible, or are you planning on getting the second one on Audible, or a vocal reading?
Yes.
Oh, good.
First one is on The Road to Leadville is on Audible, and I plan to have the second one on there as well. It's narrated by, he's a great narrator. He fits my stories perfectly. His name is Duke Butler. He's a great guy, and what a voice. Sounds like Sam Elliott.
Ooh. Every girl's like wanting to hear that voice for sure. Sam Elliott. Ooh. All of us reacted to that, didn't we? And the chat room. How about you ladies? Sam Elliott, thumbs up. Oh, so yeah, for sure. I love it. I can't wait to hear it. I know Jenna's really into the Audible books, audiobooks. So maybe on our next little trip we can listen to that together. For sure. Huh? What's that?
I said that'd be great if you did.
Yeah, we'd love to. We'd love to hear your story. Especially if we have a Sam Elliott voice. Jeez. The ladies in the chat room, Sam Elliott, where? You know, everybody loves him for sure. For sure.
Sales explode.
What's that?
I said, and suddenly the audiobook sales explode.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. How much do you know how much it costs to get the audiobook?
I believe the audiobook is $5.95.
Hey, what a deal. What
Yeah.
a deal.
And
I'm excited.
don't quote me on that because I'm not 100%, but I believe it's something around that area. It's no more.
Okay. Well, it definitely won't break the bank, everybody. Go check it out. The Road to Leadville, available on Amazon and Audibles. Love it. Love it, love it. So, let's see. Do you have any plans to head down to Kentucky again anytime soon?
Nothing has been solidified yet, but it can't be soon enough as far as I'm concerned. That is just one heck of a place. It's so different than New England, but so alike. I mean, the people there are great. The nature in that area is phenomenal, and it's probably one of the toughest hikes that I've ever had.
I believe that. There's constant hills there, and they call them hills. I call them mountains, but I live in Minnesota where it's really flat. So I'm like, that is a mountain.
I bet.
So,
I have been talking to a couple of other people about a weekend camp trip up into the White Mountains in New Hampshire. There's tons of hiking trails up there and places you can pitch tents or whatever. And it's in the works, but nothing solid yet.
okay.
Well, I hope everything works for you.
If somebody wanted to contact you, how would they find you?
Well, probably the best way for them to contact me would be through the Crypto Crew. There's a spot there that you can say contact us. And anybody who has any questions can directly email me if they would like. That email address is jasonmorse90@gmail.com.
jasonmorse90@gmail.com, everybody. That's how you can email Jason if you have questions or want to get in touch with him. So that sounds like a good plan. And we want to thank you for coming on to the show tonight and sharing your experiences with us and your ideas and your approach to looking for Bigfoot and interacting with him. I feel like we're always learning from our guests. The more people we talk to, the more we learn from each other. And nobody's too big for that, everyone. You can always learn something new. So thank you again, Jason, for joining us. We wish you the best. And thanks for tuning in, everyone. Good night.
Good night, everybody.